Oh, welcome back, everybody. This is a short, sweet little scenario manager exercise. It's nothing spectacular, but it is kind of fun. Imagine, if you can, that you are a concert promoter, and yes, this is from a long, long time ago. You want to produce a show, and you need to decide which venue to use because that in turn will determine the costs, the revenue, and to get profit or loss, and what to take what's the chance to contract for. So we're going to use scenario manager to compare four different numbers, sets of numbers: small, medium, large, and very large. And small is the original numbers, which we have right here. And then we've got medium, large, and very large. And their associated costs and revenues, assuming that each show will sell out. So we're ready to make our first scenario. Super quick look through this. I'm going to press Control tilde, and this shows you what the spreadsheet looks like. B6 through B12 are all the costs from talent through to insurance, and the total cost is in B13. You've also got the venue number seats. Remember, it is the smallest venue, and it's our original, and that's 300. At this point, price per ticket is 30, and the total cost is total of B6 through B12. The ticket sales are going to be B4, number of tickets, multiplied by price. The merchandising is $5 per customer, multiplied by B4, number of seats. The food and beverage is, again, it's $15 per patron. Wow, this is a really, really, really long time ago. And again, we multiply it by the venue. And then we total all those guys up, and that is your revenue. The final value is going to be B22 minus B13, profit or loss. In other words, where the heck are you? 22, total revenue, and we're going to subtract B13, which is total cost. Pretty straightforward. Let's have at it, shall we? And what I did was I pressed Control plus the tilde. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to just now put my insertion point in B24. I'm going to go to Data. I am going to go over to the Forecast group, What If Analysis, Scenario Manager, and okay. As previously mentioned, these particular values are the original. Additionally, they are the smallest of the venues. So the scenario name is going to be original. I guess you could call it original venue if you want to. Okay. And which cells are we going to change? We are going to change the number of seats, which is B4. Then I'm going to try and press the Control key down, and I'm going to select the rest of them. And it is, I'm sure, it is going to be B6 all the way down to B12. Let go of the controller, let go of your mouse. Press the Control key down again and select B17. And that's all she wrote. Every single value we've selected is not a formula. So it is B4 as well as B6 through 12 as well as B17, and that's all we need. And okay, the values will not change. Everything is going to be precisely the way it is. This is our original values, and okay. Now we've got our first one down. That was the original. Now the next one is going to be the medium. All right. And we're going to go through the numbers. So we're going to add a new scenario. we are going to give that scenario a name, and medium, venue, makes sense to me. Changing cells remain the same, so we can click on OK. Now, again, we just have to go in and change the numbers. In B4, we're going to change it from 300 to 800. I'm going to press the tab key. B6 is the artist. It's going to be changed from 4,000 to 7,500. Press the tab key. B7 is the rental, and that is 1,000. Press the tab key. B8, which is the amplification, and that's going to be changed to 600. Press the tab key, and that is going to be B9. Lighting is going to go from 250 to 350. Press the tab key. B10, ticketing is going to go from 200 to 250. Press the tab key. And B11 is security, and it's going to go from 150 to 300. Wow, this is really outdated. 300, that was B11. Press the tab key. B12, the insurance is going to go from, 100 to 250. And press the tab key. Now we are on B17, which is a ticket price. And that is going to be 35. That's all the values from the cost and the revenue. And what we're going to do now is click on OK. Voila! We have just created ourselves a second scenario. We are on a roll, so now we're going to go and add a third venue, and this one is going to be called large venue. So we've got original, we've got medium. Now we're going to call it large venue. I'm not going to get so fancy when I'm explaining it now. Same changing cells, okay? The purpose of the changing cells is that you can change this cell, this cell, this cell, and they even give you the little boxes. So the scenario name is oh no, I forgot. Let's cancel. The scenario name is, we've got original, we've got medium. Now we are going to add our third one. It's the large, Deborah, and venue. And I'm going to start adding numbers. Right now, 300 was the first value, and we're going to change it to 1500. So now the venues are getting bigger. 1500, pressing the tab key. You can afford to spend 12,000 on our artist. So 1,200 to, no, 3. 12,000. Wow. Press the tab key. The venue rental is only 3,500. Okay. Press the tab key. The amplification is 1,000. Tab key. And B9 is the lighting, 700. Press that tab key. B10, ticketing, 350. Guys, don't depend on me. Tab key. The security is 1,000. Press the tab key. The insurance is a paltry 500. I really can't believe these numbers. And that was 12. And The next one is the ticket price, and that is now going to be 50. So it was 30 where we started off. Now it's going to be 50. And we're good to go. And okay. So we've got the original, we've got the medium, we've got the large, and now we're going to add a final one. Add, what are we going to call it? Very large venue. And okay. Same. What you're seeing in these boxes every time we go in to add a new scenario is the original values. Nothing is modified or changed. We just see what was originally put in there. And now we are in the very large venue, and the number of seats is 5,000. Wow. The artist is going to be 25,000. Press the tab key. E7, which is the venue, is going to be 10,000. Press the tab key. E8, which is the amplification, 2,500. Press the tab key. B9, which is lighting, which is $2,000. 2,000. You can't even get an electrician out for that. Press the tab key. B10. Okay, so lighting is 2,000. And ticketing, right, is going to be 500, and that's B10. Press the tab key. Then we've got security, which is B11, and that's going to be 2,500. It's a little confusing because the numbers don't go the way you think they are. Press the tab key. So that was B11, security. Now we're at B12, insurance, 2,500. Press the tab key. And then finally, after everything is said and done, believe it or not, the ticket price is exactly the same as the large venue. Interesting. So the ticket price is going to be 50. And okay. So there we go. And if we move these around, what happens if we do show? We click on medium, show. If we click on large, show. If we click on very large, show. So it allows us to see the changes in the values without actually digging into them. After entering the last scenario, we click on OK to return to the main scenario window. Make sure I'm on the right. And I've shown you what everything looks like with the show. And apparently I'm supposed to double click on these guys. Double click. I don't know. Nope, it's the same as showing. So apparently, according to the instructions, if I double click on any of my scenarios, we actually see a change. Oh, cool. I never knew that. Alrighty. Now we've got the updated values. We've got the scenario manager. Time to put it all together. Okay. And we have got the summary button. We've got scenario summary or pivot table. And don't forget the last cell, and you know how it automatically goes down there for you. That's why I clicked there in the beginning. So the result cell where everything happens is in B24. So everything else I need to do. So it also confirms the main result cell is drum roll. Let's click OK and see what happens. There we go, guys. And original, medium, large, and very large. Very nice. No complaints there. Now, one thing I could possibly suggest is if you wanted to, instead of having $B, $4, just to make it look nicer, if you wanted, you could name all of these cells. This particular scenario manager, I wouldn't advise it, but yeah, it looks quite nice. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? We already know about the plus and the minuses, and remember where you can put your comments, you can, and everything is here. Look at that. Result cell, and result cell with the original. Okay. And the medium, the large, and the very large. You decide which is the best option for your rock and roll career.